hopefully we've had a bit of a, yeah, we are live. We're live, guys. We are live. We are double streaming. If there's only the only thing that's better than streaming is double streaming. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have got our resident DJ, Broken Leg, my friend of 20 odd years. Is it 20 odd years or is it 30 odd years? My friend of 30 odd years, sat in the back, Bobby, because he's had an operation on his leg, and he's had an operation on his leg, and he can't walk. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about the escalating situation in Eastern Europe. We're going to be talking about the news about more defense spending, where that's coming from. We've got all sorts of stuff to talk about. But guys, as always, let me just click a few buttons on this screen to help you guys. What's just happened? To help you guys along. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are on, please hit those buttons. Do the like thing, the share thing, the subscribe if you can. All those buttons that help the channel grow. Right, all right, move. Right, there we are. I'm just going to click a few buttons. I've got that one to click. What's happening? What's happening? Right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, if you guys are on tonight, last night it was a little bit weird. I couldn't actually turn my computer off. I don't know what it was. I don't know whether it was some sort of like, I genuinely don't know what it was, but I couldn't turn my computer off. So we had this strange situation where like I was on and it was just a little bit awkward. But anyway, it's Nick has just reached level 15 member. Right, let me get some comments, guys. Amy Adams May has just joined. April is saying good evening. Who got there? Angela's in. Kirk Shepherd, SWFL Real Estate Group LLC. Is that from America? Is LLC from America? I don't know. Angela Dawson saying hi. Kaz is saying hi. Jean Prothrow is saying good evening. Joshua Harrison, good evening. Oh, guys, the chat is going wild over on YouTube as well. Guys, we've got a full house tonight. Listen. We have got a lot of things to get through today, but the main event, the main news of the day has been this attack by the Ukrainians in Eastern Europe. So for those of you guys who don't know, right, where do I go with this? So for those of you guys who don't know, back in 2014, and like people think this conflict in Eastern Europe has just started recently. It's not, guys. It started in 2014. So the conflict in Eastern Europe has been going on since 2014. 2014, the Russians moved in. They annexed a place called Crimea, which is like on the south. It's the southern peninsula of Ukraine. There's one road into Crimea from Russia, and that's over the Kursk bridge. The Ukrainians have been trying to blast that and blast it and blast it. There was a huge explosion there this morning. This comes after massive escalations, guys, from both sides. I just spoke to my friend in, oh, hang on, I might have an update. Hang on. Give me a minute, guys, because I'm trying to get live updates. Right, okay. Right, okay, so the main update from, where are we? Here we are. Right, I'm just going to read you the headline now, and then I'm going to read you the update that contradicts it from my friend in Ukraine, okay? So this is the live update, guys, from the Independent, all right? Russia-Ukraine war latest. Crimean bridge blown up in massive explosion, says Kiev Special Forces. Footage showed an underwater explosion destroying a pillar of the... Right, this is just... Right, something's not right here, guys. Showing a massive underwater explosion destroying a pillar of a key bridge that links Russia to Crimea. Now, I spoke to my friend. I said, is the Crimean bridge still standing? The Kursk bridge, sorry. And he said... No, I said, has it fallen down yet? He said, no, it's too strong. It took 1.1 ton of explosives and no sign of damage. It's already open for general use. So you see there, guys, how the mainstream media and actual reports on the ground are totally different. Right, let me jump up and get these comments. Guys, so many comments again. Listen, I've got the chat open today. I know I've not posted any videos today. I've been... Debbie Doobs is saying, are you going to speak?
No, I didn't intend that.
He says he didn't intend on speaking, Debbie Doob. So he's saying he's not intended on speaking, but I don't know. Maybe he's going to speak. Listen, so this live stream is going to be a little bit different. What we're going to do, we're going to go for the first hour on TikTok and YouTube. Then we're going to close down TikTok, and we are going to have some carbonated drinks that are fermented with malts and hops. All right, I'm just going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to leave it there. In fact, I need to put that back in the fridge. And I'm not going to lie, we may have had one or two already. I don't know, guys. I'm not going to say anything on this platform on TikTok because I'll get the video banned. But we may have already had one or two of those beverages. Right. Listen, when the chat is open like this, it's very difficult for me to get everyone's comments, so I do apologise if I'm missing anyone's comment. Matt is saying, right, okay, I'm just gonna pin your comment, Matt. Right, let me move down. I think everyone in TikTok chat should also. Oh, thank you so much, Coral Reefing. Thank you so much, Coral Reefing. I'll pin that as well. I'll pin that comment as well. Kimmy1961 is saying hi, Sean. Emma Green is saying hi, Sean. Naomi Kirby, hello, Naomi Kirby is tagging 1961 Kimmy. Hello, everyone. Lewis Ackers is saying it's coming, and I do think he's right. Fresh text. Well done, Sean, keeping us in the loop. Chris Folks 997 is saying, I have seen the media say the bridge has reopened. Yeah, so there we are, guys. Like so the mainstream media initially reporting on this. Look, guys, you've got to understand these strikes on these bridges. If the Ukrainians manage to take out that bridge, it will be a massive feat for the Ukrainians. But while all the mainstream media are cheering on this, and they're cheering, they're saying, "Yay, go Ukraine, go and do what you need to do." They forget that Russia is the biggest nuclear-armed country in the entire world. So it's kind of like Turkey's. What's the word I'm looking for? Turkey's voting for Christmas. Turkey's voting for Christmas. Turkey's voting for Christmas. So if you're a turkey, right? If you're a turkey and you want Christmas, that means you're going to get eaten, right? Because you're a turkey. Do you get it? Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I mean. So what I'm saying is, like, people, like when people, like what I'm saying is, when all the mainstream media are cheering, saying, "Go Ukraine, go Ukraine, go on." It's like Turkey's voting for Christmas because the response from Russia is going to escalate things in that sphere and drag British troops in. Do you know what I mean? So it's like Turkey's voting for Christmas. But right, let me jump down. Right, ladies and gentlemen, there's so many comments. I'm literally just going to jump down and get the last comment. Where are we? Kimmy J is saying, I only listen to you, mate. Everyone else thinks they know everything but know nothing. This is what, yeah, so I think let me pin that from Kimmy J. What are you laughing at in the background? We've got cheap seats in the background, and he's just there on his phone. He's there in the cheap seats on the back, laughing on his phone. But listen, can you guys hear the music in the background? Because we do have a DJ tonight. We have a DJ tonight with a broken knee. We have DJ Broken Knee. We have DJ Broken Knee in the background. And Matt is saying, how long has your mate been there? How long has that guy been there? Hang on. So, hang on. What guy? I can't see anyone. What guy? Where? Is it an apparition? So listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are joining for the first time, this is Rob. He's my old friend. I've known him 30 years. He's got, if you can see his knee there, he's had a, tell him what you've had, Rob. Tell him what you've had.
It's a tendon reconstruction.
Rob has had a tendon reconstruction on his knee because his patella was that powerful. The tendons just couldn't hold it in place.
Oh, not that powerful.
His patella was like, set me free, I need to be set free. And his tendons were like, you're too powerful for me, tendons, we're going to go. Right, let me jump down again, guys. I do apologise if I'm missing anybody's. And Clip Central is saying, Rob, go see the Padre. Right, there's lots of people. What scream bosh mean? What scream bosh mean? I don't know what that means. Central Krebs is saying paratroopers scared of the showers. What? Can somebody let me know what showers are? I don't even know what a shower is. What's a shower? What's a shower? Right, guys, let me get to the mainstream media because lots of things have been happening. And unfortunately now, if you live in the United Kingdom, from yesterday's announcement, was it yesterday? Was it yesterday? Yeah. From yesterday's announcement, I'll come on to the YouTube comments in a minute, guys. From yesterday's announcement, the United Kingdom is now preparing for, the United Kingdom is now preparing for war. And they're not my words, ladies and gentlemen. They are words of the British Prime Minister. So for all you guys there, Sean's spending misinformation. I'm not. I'm repeating what the British Prime Minister said. Now, I know I spoke about this yesterday, and we did this in real time. But a few things that people have been saying. More people basically now have been saying my initial comments, which were, it's all well and good saying that we're going to build new submarines, we're going to have all these drones, we're going to have all this cool stuff. Literally, who is going to pay for that? I think. This is my speculation, my analysis, and my opinion. All right, I think that the tax. There's going to be more taxes. There's going to be more taxes, guys. There has to be. If we're already struggling for money, and now we've got to find money for new submarines and new drones and all the rest of it. Where's that money coming from? Literally, where's that money coming from? Okay, so unknown user here is saying, hi Raven, a good comment as well articulated. Hi Raven, has Russia lost? They keep getting massively attacked. Is this coming to an end now? No, I don't see this coming to an end anytime soon, guys. Now, yes, Russia do keep getting relatively large attacks, but, well, there's no but, they do keep getting relatively large attacks. The attack was it this morning, or I think it was this morning. The attack this morning on the Kursk bridge is it's not even dented the sides. The Kursk bridge is still open. People are still using the Kursk bridge. So that's not really done anything. It's not stopped anything. It's not slowed anything down. What people fail to understand is the amount of ground that the Ukrainians are losing every day is around 20 square kilometers every day. So just try and conceptualize that. How big, I don't know, how big a football pitch is, which would be 100 meters. I don't even know. Do you know how big a football pitch is?
No.
Can you try and find out how big a football pitch is? Yeah, try and find out. Say again. 9 meters. Because I'm gonna tell them in kilometers. So the Ukrainians are losing 20 square kilometers every day, guys. That's on average. Obviously, some days they'll lose more, some days they'll lose less. But if you try and conceptualize this, these big attacks that are out in the mainstream media, I don't think they're having much effect, guys. You've got to understand the actual size of Russia as well, guys. The size of Russia is absolutely huge. They've got all the natural resources. They've got all the oil. They've got all the... 105 meters. Okay. Really? That big? Okay. So, and I just found out from Bobby in the background that a football pitch is 100, call it 100 meters by, what did you say? 68 meters. So just say, just for argument's sake, just say 2 football fields side by side. That would be 100. That would be 100 square meters. Then you've got, no, it wouldn't. That would be, what would that be? I don't know, guys. But what I'm getting at here is you've got to try and conceptualize the amount of ground that's being lost every day. So where unknown users saying, hi Raven, has Russia lost? No, I don't think they have. I think Russia are actually, and again, what do we mean by lose? The Russians are, and it's fact, it's reported on many articles, right? You can't come past this way, okay? So you've got to stay like that way, all right? So if you want to sit down there, just had a little girl come and say, do you want to sit down there? What? What do you want to say? What do you want to do? You should come in here with your Nintendo, and now you want to what do you want me to do? Well, just move it then. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. Right, what are you doing now? Because you're putting me off. What are you doing now? No, what are you doing? Are you going to like? Are you sit there? She's walking off now with long arms. Right, little girl. I'm not going to mention your name because I don't want people on the internet to know your name. If you come and sit there. Right, okay. Do you think it's possible to move that pair of binoculars and that tablet, or are you not clever enough? If you're not clever enough, you could then there's obviously nowhere to sit, is there? But if you're clever enough to move that tablet and that pair of binoculars, then you can sit there. But if not, honestly, I don't. It's just absolute anarchy in this house sometimes, guys. Absolute anarchy. Right, okay. Now you go. She's going with long arms. She's going right. When little girls get to a certain age, all right, you can tell when they're sad because the arms go straight and the head goes down like that. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Right, let me jump down to get the comments. Right, I'm just going to jump down and get these comments. So many comments. Bobby having, oh, right, listen, greet, right, okay, so somebody's noticed what you're drinking, Bobby.
Very well.
Yeah, listen, Bobby has had an operation on his leg, and he's had, holes drilled in his patella. Emma Green is saying, my daughter already does that and she's 3. Gemini Blessings is saying, my little girl is 27 and she still gets along. Yeah, when little girls are, do you know what, maybe it's women in general, but when little girls are angry, the arms go straight like that and the head goes down, and then everything's wrong when the arms go straight and the legs and the head goes down. Right, let me get these comments, guys. Jump up. So Googly is saying, what does a little girl think of Keir Starmer? This is actually funny, this Googly, because they were talking about it at school a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago, I can't remember what happened, but we was in the house and somebody mentioned Keir Starmer. And my little girl, she went, ooh. I said, what do you mean? And she said, nobody likes Keir Starmer at school. Now, that's just literally what was said at school. Now, you've got to think about that, guys, contextually. These kids now at school, and remember, I told you about that demographic of kids that are growing up now. What future are we leaving these kids? Literally, what future are we leaving these kids right now? But what I will say is, my little girl, she used to love coming down and watching Boris Johnson when he was doing what was it, on a Wednesday? That thing where they Prime Minister's Question Time, when they were doing Prime Minister's Question Time. So yeah, that's I guess what little girls think of Keir Starmer, especially where we live. April is saying she wants to sit with Bobby. Ukrainian people evacuate. Starmer welcomed them. Killing, I don't know what. Oh, right. Okay, so I think we've got a Royal Marine in here. Or an ex-Royal Marine or something. So, right, so I think we've got an ex-Royal Marine in here who's saying, Raven, do you fear the 30-miler, buddy? So in the Royal Marines, right, they do something called a 30-mile, I don't know what it's called. It's called a 30-mile yomp. And just for anybody who's interested, yomp means your own marching pace. So you can go as fast or slow as you want. So it's like what the biffers do. Now, Clip Central here is saying, River, do you fear the 30-miler? So the Royal Marines do a 30-miler, and they have to complete that within 24 hours, all right? Yeah, they have to complete that within 24 hours. The Parachute Regiment, and that's their only test. The Parachute Regiment, one of their tests, one of the many that they have to do, is 20-mile completed in under 5 hours. So I don't know, guys. Tell me which one's easier. Marching at your own pace or having to complete 20 miles in under, and that's not 20 miles on your own, that's 20 miles carrying kit and equipment.
I think there is a time limit on 30 miles.
Can you Google it and find out? I don't think there is.
No, I think there is a time limit.
I don't think there is. I think it's, I don't think there's an actual time limit.
Tell us, won't it? Tell us.
Well, it might do. It might have gone. People jump in and heckle and then they leave. Right, right, guys, I'm just going to jump down again. I have got the, I'm going to come over, right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going over to YouTube for a second, guys. Right, I'm just reading the comments of YouTube. Taylor, oh, we've got Cabbage Cat. We have got Cabbage Cat online, and hello, Cabbage Cat. Hello, Cabbage Cat. Conan Taylor. We've got Conan Taylor. We've got Alex Reed. Hello, Alex Reed over on YouTube. Conan Taylor, is this Putin's bridge that he's protective about? Yes. So again, we spoke about this earlier. I'm just going to mention it again, guys. All right. So the Kursk bridge in Ukraine, mainstream media reporting. I'll just repeat it off here. Ukraine-Russia war latest. Crimean bridge blown up in massive explosion, says Kiev Special Forces. I got word from my one of my sources, my friends actually. I'm not going to sources. Who uses sources? He's one of my mates in Ukraine. I said to him, listen, has the bridge gone up in Crimea? He said, no, that it's back open. There's no real damage. You know, it's a pretty big bridge, guys. It's difficult to take out. YouTube user is saying hi, and okay, we'll go with that. And Tim Linsky is online as well. Tim Linsky is saying, a bit of news, mate. My mate who came up on the boats, his paper's been revoked. The government here give him a flight back home. Yeah, so we're talking here about the migration problem. It's not just in the United Kingdom, it's all over, guys. This mass migration problem, can we even call it migration, is all over. Oh, hang on, somebody's putting some breaking news on the chat. I'm going to pin this a second, guys. I'm going to pin this. I'm going to pin this. Right, breaking news here, guys, from Alan B. Israeli jets begin airstrikes in southern Syria. Right, let me get on this, guys. Let me get on this, because I may need to change the title of the live. Rob, can you try and find out anything about that, mate?
8 hours, 8 miles.
Right, I can't find anything online. Can you tell me where you're getting that from, Alan B? Right, if this is literally just happening, though, if this is just happening, guys, in real time. Oh, Syria attacking Israel. What? Syria's attacking Israel. What? Hang on.
Okay.
Right, I'm not finding anything on the mainstream, guys. I'm not. It's on 3 of my Telegram channels. Right, listen, guys. The way this works, the way social media works, unfortunately, if something's happening, I can't talk about it unless it's collaborated by 2 open source mainstream media. I'm not saying this is not happening. I'm saying we're gonna have to wait. You know, we're gonna have to wait until this comes on the mainstream media, guys. Right? Let me have a look over on X. Let me have a look on X, because X usually gets things a lot quicker. I've already got it open. No, I've got nothing there, guys. I have got absolutely nothing. Listen, if it's just happening, maybe people have not jumped up on it yet. Maybe people have just not looked up on it. I can't find anything on the news, guys, all right? So I can't report on it. But what I will do is I will keep checking that. I'll keep checking that. And if I find something, I'll share that with you guys. I'll let you guys. Yes, Debbie Dubes, Maya Tusi is pretty quick too. He's got family in, I believe it's, I think he's got family in Iran. So let me just pin that. Let me just pin that. Right, let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue. Oh. Right, okay, it's Telegram. Google it is saying prepare for another council tax rise and a sneaky income tax by Rachel Reeves. Is that an actual thing now, guys? Is that an actual thing? Is that on the news? Is that on the news? Let's see if that's on the news about. Is it?
It's in iPaper.
It's in iPaper.
Just
What,
looking
Josh?
at the specific ways that should potentially increase tax in the next 6 months.
And what are they saying? Just
Well, basically, the sneaky ways of doing it, where pushing people into higher threshold next April, etc., etc. But really, I think we're going to have to reach this next time.
yeah, but how do they, so Rob's just said he just explained to me the sneaky ways that Rachel Reeves is going to try and raise taxes. I genuinely don't know, guys. I genuinely don't know. But what I do know is if the government want to spend more on defence, they need more money. Now, it's my opinion, it's my speculation that this government is 100% inept in being able to create wealth, and all they can do is raise taxes. Look, guys, and again, I pretty much say this every live stream. I say this. I think maybe some live streams I don't say it. The only way. Oh, hang on. Right, let me, guys, look, there's lots of people commenting about a potential attack in Syria, and they're giving me links. So let me just get this up, guys. Because if it's out on mainstream media, I can talk about it. Oh, right, wait. Okay, right, 20 minutes ago, IDF says rocket traffic. IDF says 2 rockets fired from Syria in first such attack in over a year. Both hit open areas. Yeah, right, okay, I'm not getting anything, guys, with these airstrikes. I'm really not getting anything with these airstrikes. All I'm getting is some missiles going into Israel, which I would suspect is through the Golan Heights. Right, anyway. Right, guys, listen, I'm looking on the Times of Israel, right, and Emma Green is saying it as well. Lots of people are saying this. Right. Can somebody, it's the first since November, siren sound in the Golan Heights said, right, there's like 3 or 4 people saying it's in the Times of Israel. I can't, it's really difficult for me to do both. Yeah, Golan Heights. Yeah, so we've got that, guys. We've got that. Yeah, the Golan Heights. So, right. So, listen. Do you know what? I can report on that. Then I guess I can talk about that. So, right. Listen, I've got to be very careful with my wording as well. So, as per the Times of Israel, which would be an Israeli-based, news outlet. IDF says 2, and this is a live update, ladies and gentlemen, from 20 minutes ago. IDF says 2 rockets fired from Syria in first such attack in over a year. Both hit open areas. 2 rockets were launched from southern Syria in the Golan Heights a short while ago, the Israeli ministry says. According to the Israeli Defense Force, both rockets struck open areas, causing no casualties. Sirens had sounded in the communities of Hispin and Ramat. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that word, guys. Ramat Magshimimi. It marks the first rocket attack from Assyrian territory on Israel since May the 5th, 2024, and the first since the fall of President Bashar al-Assad's regime in December. Listen, when we're talking about Israel and when we're talking about Syria, can you guys remember the bad guy who took over in Syria? And now all world leaders are inviting him into their countries and shaking his hand. Like, you couldn't make this sort of stuff up, guys. You really couldn't. And then Craig is saying the Syrian, and then, okay, so this has been reported on Al Jazeera. It's been reported on the Times of Israel. Look, guys, okay, I'm going to leave this for a little bit at the moment. I am going to leave this a little bit at the moment because I don't actually know what's happening. Say again.
I'm not getting
Yeah, I don't actually know what's happening there, so I don't want to give wrong information or misinformation. But as soon as that hits the mainstream, as soon as that hits the mainstream, we will explore it and dissect it. Hang on, guys. Mate, what are we listening to?
No idea, mate. I lost track.
I don't even know what we're listening to, guys. Oh, and Stu Hatch, thank you for your subscription. Thank you for your subscription. For your 3-month subscription, shall I say. Thank you, guys, for your continued subscription. All you guys who keep subscribing, guys, you really keep this channel going. Say again, mate.
Yeah,
Rob says he hasn't subscribed. Right, let me jump down on these comments, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let me jump in. And then a load of emojis is saying, is he your twin? Is he your twin? No, he's not my twin. Do you think we look alike? Do you think we look alike? I don't have the leg. I don't have the leg. I don't have the broken leg. Yeah, right. This is a good question here. So Kev, is it Kev? Kevin Bowen is saying, what happens if Russia attacks us before we are ready? Well, look, wasn't it a little bit irresponsible for Keir Starmer to say, right, just like contextualize this, right? Right? Just like imagine you're in the playground, right? Imagine you're in the playground, right? And imagine you're in the playground and you say, right, I'm gonna go and learn jujitsu, and then I'm gonna come and have a scrap with you. Like, would you think, well, I'm not gonna wait for you to learn jujitsu. I'm just gonna rock this now, like it's 1996. So, like, there was a lot of people talking about this today, and again, it is what it is. Like the two aspects of this, are, first of all, there's the optics. First of all, you need to make yourself big enough and strong enough that anybody who wants to do harm to you, they don't want to do it because the incoming back from that would be too incomprehensible. The opposite line to that would be, right, so what you're saying now, UK, is you're not strong enough right now, but once you've spent this money, you will, and you're going to come and attack us. So, say again.
This is about us fighting Russia in UK. This is about Lithuania.
No, what do you mean?
So Lithuania is potentially Putin's next state or country that people believe. He'll enter. Yeah.
Okay, so where are you getting that from, mate?
Just generally, I'm reading, but Lithuania, I believe, is what the intent for getting us war ready means.
Okay, so Rob just said there that Lithuania is going to be the country that apparently that and I don't know, and nobody knows, I guess, unless only only Uncle Poot. So Rob's saying that. So right, guys, there's loads of people commenting about what's happening in Syria. Look, we will. And about the airports and stuff, right, guys, look, I can't talk about it until it gets on the mainstream media. As soon as it's on the mainstream media, I will be all over that. But you guys know I've had my videos taken down. I've had the live streams taken down. If I start talking about this stuff and it's not real, or even if it is real and it's just not being reported by mainstream media, I'll get a swizzle, guys. I've already got 3 swizzles against my name. The next swizzle, hang on. So when we're talking about the European threat, first of all, I need to be quite clear, guys, all right? I believe, and it's my opinion, that Poland, if any other country outside Ukraine would have a slice, it would be Poland. Now, that's what I think. That's my analysis. It makes strategic sense to do that. Rob's just told me that people are thinking Lithuania. Now, when I think Lithuania, I'm thinking the Suwalki corridor. I'm thinking the south tip of Lithuania, making a land grab to Kaliningrad, making a land grab to Kaliningrad, and then the Russians would have that land corridor through Belarus to the Baltic. Now, that is, that is not beyond the realms of possibility. I still think Poland would be the country to be struck next. I don't know. Nobody knows. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Matt is saying we need a petition to say we need a petition to say we need an election before going to war. I think just like what is it when they do what's it, Rob, when they do a vote?
Oh.
When they do like a government vote, like where the people get to vote on something, like Brexit. Yeah. What's that called?
Referendum.
A referendum. We need, I think, like a referendum at least. Like, do we want to have a good old-fashioned war, or are we good? Do we want to send our kids to a war, or are we actually good with that? And we're like, do you know what? Actually, Rachel, Kia, we're good. We're good. We're going to leave you guys to this one. We're going to leave you guys to this one. Yeah. Who was it who said if voting made any difference, they wouldn't let you do it? Let me jump down. Yeah, lots of people talking about, Google it. Google it. I'm not finding any. So Google is saying the same as me. I'm not finding any mainstream media reporting on what's potentially happening in the Middle East right now. Let me be clear, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying it's not happening in the Middle East right now. What I'm saying is nobody's reporting on it. Now, I know that, and I've done this before, guys, where I've done videos. Somebody from Ukraine said, Sean, this has literally just happened. I've done a video on it. The video's had taken down. I've had like strikes against my name and stuff. So until this hits the mainstream, guys, I can't talk about it. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many comments. I do apologize again if I'm missing out. I'm just going to jump down. Oh, hang on. Who is that? Right. Bitchcraft is saying, if you start everything with allegedly, you will be fine. Unknown user, why is the UK on a war footing? Do you know what? I actually was thinking about this question myself. Why is it like, look, let me pretense this, guys. Let me pretext this. I've got more skin in the game in Ukraine than most people. Ukraine, Kiev's it's a beautiful city. I used to live there. I've got friends there. I've still got capacity over there. It's potentially one of the places that I want to go and live. So, I am pro-Ukraine more than most people. Certainly more than these people who wave the Ukrainian flags and have the little, what's the thing on the Facebook pit? The frame, the little frame on their picture saying, I stand with Ukraine, and the little Ukrainian flags under that, more than any of those guys, trust me. But the question is, why is the UK going on a war footing? Now, the bigger question is, why is the UK involved in this conflict at all? I mean, we are now. We can't get out of it. It's not like we can say, oh, well, yeah, we're good. We can't do that now, guys. Too much money's been spent. There's too much investment. By investment, I mean time, manpower, resources, and of course, money. Too much stuff's being invested now. So, I don't, but why did, I don't have the answers, guys. If it was something to do with people and persecution, then I would say that why has nobody gone to South Africa? I'm seeing people being persecuted in South Africa. Simone Gabriel Jeeper. Am I saying that right? I hope I'm saying that right. Simone Gabriel Jeeper. I hope I'm not mispronounced that, your name. Oh, sorry. I'm even saying that I am pronouncing it wrong. It's not Simone. Guys, listen, I have this problem where I see a word, I think I know what it means, and I just say it. Like when I'm reading, I'll read sentences and I'll just say stop. That's not what the sentence said at all. This is what the sentence actually said. Simona Gabriella Jeeper is saying, who's that behind you? There's no one behind me, Simona. There's no one behind me. I don't know. Maybe it's something you guys can see or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's like some sort of crazy X-Files guy in the background. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just conscious that I think like quite a lot of people have just joined. So it's the opposite way. So this is Rob. Rob's my old friend. I've known him 30 years. He's had a broken patella, as you can see on his leg there. They've had to do a really bad operation on his leg and he can't walk. His missus has just dropped him off to get him out of the house and said, have him for a few hours. So now he's here, sat in the background, guys. Listen, if you're joining us for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be on TikTok for the first hour. We're then going to cross over to YouTube, because then we're going to have some carbonated drinks, all right? Speaking of carbonated drinks, guys, I literally need to jump off screen for a second to put something in the fridge. Can you guys do me a big favor? We're on 39,000 now. We are on 39,000 likes. Can you guys tap the screen as quick as you can while I go to the fridge and come back? And let's see how many taps we can get before I come back. Get tapping, guys. Get tapping, because I know if we get to 50,000, we become an international live. And being international is better than national.
If you get to 50, I'll stand up.
Rob, tell him that joke.
I definitely like that joke. But we're eating them, darling.
You're on, Bobby. You're on. You're on. It's all you. Show us your shoe. Right, I'm back. Oh, God. Right, I am back. We managed to get 3,000, guys. Absolutely fantastic. That was some fantastic tapping. And a lot of people are saying the tapping's real good on TikTok. They get the real good tapping, some of the best tapping I've ever seen. And everybody's always saying to me, Donnie, why are your guys always tapping? They're tapping so good. Right, let me jump down. Right, where are we? Lots of comments. As always, ladies and gentlemen. K-Ring, I almost did it again. K-Ring is saying, he says my name wrong all the time. I do, guys. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry for getting the names wrong. I'm so sorry for miss saying the name. What's happening in the back? What are you doing, mate? What are you doing?
Getting a crutch.
Right, so he's got 2 crutches now. He's Bobby 2 crutches, our resident DJ. The resident DJ in the background, Bobby 2 crutches. Right, let me jump down. Oh, and Thomas Vale is saying the YouTube is, and Debbie Doobs is saying, okay, so we've got people now, which I think is fantastic, watching on both YouTube and TikTok. And then we've got Richard Scoble over on YouTube saying, all I can see is Crocs flapping about. I don't know. What do we think about Crocs, guys? What do we think about Crocs? I don't know. Right, guys, listen, the YouTube, it will upload the full video. It will all be recorded. We have been having trouble with the internet, so guys, just please bear with it. BBC boss demands license fee hike. Sean, do you think this war footing, etc., is just okay? Right, hang on. Let me. Welsh Warriors is. Hang on. Let me pin this. So Welsh Warriors is saying, Sean, do we think all this war footing, etc., is just an excuse for a Black Swan 2.0? So for those of you guys who don't know, a Black Swan event would be an event that comes out of nowhere. Look, mate, what are you doing? Seriously,
I've got to go, mate.
What for?
I need to stretch it,
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, he's getting up with his leg, guys. He's got crutches. He's going to have a little walk. Are you okay? You sure, mate?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like 100% sure?
Yeah, mate. You carry on. I'm fine. Come on.
I didn't know you could squat on one leg. That is powerful. He's literally squatting on one leg, guys. He is squatting on one leg. Right. Are you sure you're all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm fine, mate.
Okay, right, he's moving around. He's just moving around, guys. Nobody worry. Nobody panic. Don't worry. He's okay. He's a fully grown adult. I'm here. I'm a trained medic. I've got a certificate. What are you laughing at? I've got a certificate and everything. Right, I'm just going to get these comments. Right, okay. Seen on the right, guys, listen, there are so many people jumping on this. Right, I'm going to have another look on mainstream media because, look, guys, there's so many of you guys commenting about what's happening in the Middle East right now. Something has to be happening. I'm just gonna research this. You know, let me just have a little quick look. Right. Again, I'm not even finding anything on. I'm not even finding. I'm not even finding anything on. I'm not even finding anything on X. Let me do Syria Golan Heights. Golan Heights. Oh, hang on. Right. Okay. 14 minutes ago. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. 5 minutes ago. Right. Okay. So what I can say, ladies and gentlemen, is there are reports on X. All right. There's no mainstream media reporting this yet. There are reports on X. We've got the 2 missiles fired, and then we've got the Golan Heights. We've got, like in the good old days, right, yeah. So there is something brewing, guys. There's definitely something brewing now. I can report that, you know, we've reached a critical mass now. There is definitely something brewing in, definitely something brewing in the Middle East. Literally on the southern, I'd say it's like on the southern tip of the Golan Heights. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. There's some footage now. Footage reportedly showing, again, people, listen, guys, you've got to be careful about what you're saying. You've got to be careful about what you're saying on these streams, on these videos. Footage showing Syrian rocket impacts at Golan Heights. Yeah, so something's definitely happening in the Golan Heights. I don't know where that's going to escalate. I mean, 2 rockets that didn't hit anything. Is there going to be a response? Who's going to respond? How are they going to respond? I genuinely don't know. But there's definitely something happening in the Middle East. Only 2 flights over Northern Ireland. Trump won't be happy, will he? Right, guys, listen, I want to jump quickly. Sean, I read about a doomsday radio in Russia. Do you know anything about that? So the doomsday radio, as I understand, Tyler Evans is talking about a doomsday radio here. Now, as I understand it, and again, I may be slightly wrong, so I need to caveat this. The doomsday radio signal, it's a signal that's broadcast. Now, I'm not entirely sure where it's broadcast from, but I would suspect there's several places it's broadcast from. It's just a carrier wave. And again, listen, guys, I'm just giving this in real time. And this is why you guys join me. This is why you guys are on here watching me, watching me in real time. As I understand, this Russian doomsday radio frequency, or this carrier wave, is basically, it's a carrier wave that the Russians constantly transmit on, and it's normally white noise, so it's like, now that would be the frequency if the Russians need to get a message out to people all over the world. They transmit on that frequency. So that's all I know about it. Now, I know sometimes it does, excuse me, I know sometimes that that frequency does send the odd message, which will be like 9-7 blue 3 cart, and that'll be it. That might be it for another 6 months. Now, is this to scare people, or is this a real message out to spies, to sleeper cells? The reality is nobody knows, and the best guess is it can only ever be speculation. Matt is saying, will they need to change the doomsday clock if World War III kicks off? Well, they only change the doomsday clock once a year. So until that once a year, the doomsday clocky McClocky will still be the doomsday clocky McClocky. What are you sniggering at?
It's similar to doomsday. You've got a clock and they've got a radio.
No, so the doomsday clock is the atomic clock, which is how close we are to nuclear, like the world going kaput. I think we're at like 30. I think we're at 15 seconds.
What?
Yeah.
What were we 10 years ago?
I don't know. Right. So I'm just on here, guys. Now I'm just looking at the doomsday clock. So this is from January 2025, which is the latest update, because obviously the doomsday clock only updates once a year, which is a bit of a crappy clock, isn't it? Like, only updates once a year. Only updates once a year. So we're 89 seconds to midnight, and obviously midnight would be like the total Armageddon scenario. Yeah, so we're 89 seconds to midnight. Isn't the Iron Maiden song like that or something? Yeah, 89 seconds to midnight. So that's the Doomsday clock. Now the Doomsday radio frequency, or I don't know. I don't actually know what it's called. The Russian one. I think it's just a Russian. I think the Russians might just call it an emergency carrier wave or something. Which is a radio frequency that is actually constantly transmitting, and they use that if they, again, like nobody knows why they use it, potentially to get, oh, hang on. Right, Benji, can you elaborate on that comment? I'm going to pin your comment, Benji, but can you elaborate a little more on that comment, buddy? Because I don't know what that means, but I do want, I don't know what it means, but I want to answer it. I want to get involved. So this Russian one that they have, it's a frequency and it just transmits. It's always transmitting white noise. I think they played Black Swan. I think they play, and then like every like maybe couple of months or something, you get like a little. Okay.
Yeah, it's related to Dead Man's Hand.
It might be. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't know. It might be. Yeah. So Rob just said it might be related to the Dead Man's Hand. So if you guys don't know, the Dead Man's Hand would be a system in Russia whereby if you take out all the head shed in, again, I don't know how much credibility this is. I don't know if it's a working system. I'm just telling you what I know. If you take out all the bosses in Russia, then apparently they use a dead man's hand or something, and something launches and it goes up and it comes down, and there's like mushroom clouds galore or something like that. I don't know. And Rob's saying it's got something to do with the dead man's hand. Right, let me jump down and get these because I'm hoping because Benji's just put a comment saying, "Hello, what's new? The Russian repost is coming." I don't know what that means. So, oh, hang on. I think I saw on Twitter some dude saying Russian bloggers saying Russia would strike disproportionately. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Listen, I have to be very careful here because the last time I was talking about this subject, it all went down, and I got banned and I couldn't come back on for 7 days. So I'm going to say if you guys can all read what Benji's saying there. Yes, I've heard that there are reports saying that from that place. Hang on. Yeah, I've not got up there yet. My friend in Ukraine, he's saying that everybody in Ukraine is just waiting for some sort of Russian response. So I guess at this point, people are literally in Ukraine, they're just waiting for a response. Right, let me jump down. Matt is saying, how do you think the war will end? Well, I mean, I can tell you really easily, with a winner and a loser. That's how all wars end. And this is what people don't understand. Like, all wars, in fact, if anybody can tell me, anyone can tell me when this has not happened, when a war has ended without a winner. Like, when's that ever happened, guys? When has a war ended without a winner? It just doesn't happen, guys, all right? So Matt's asking, well, how do you think the war will end? With a winner. Worst case scenario, and I don't know now. Now, listen, Matt's triggered a monologue. Matt has triggered a monologue. Should we call Matt Monologue Matt? Monologue Matt has triggered a monologue. Have any of you guys noticed? I came straight back from the gym and I threw this on to make myself look kind of like presentable. But then I'm still wearing my gym shorts. Look, I'm still wearing my gym shorts. Can you see?
You stink.
Yeah, Rob's saying I stink as well. I'm still wearing my gym shorts and I threw this top on to try and make myself look presentable. But look, you're not here for my fantastic attire. You guys are here for my knowledge and knowledge experience. Right, so how is this war going to end? Well, I'm going to give you a worst case scenario here, and it's not wholly out of context, all right? So let me just think about this for a second, guys. So what worst case scenario or a potential scenario for how this conflict ends? Short version, the Russians move all the way through Europe to Calais. Britain fights a ridiculously heavy war. In doing so, cripples itself financially, human resourcesly, and everything else. And in that context, America takes control of Britain. Britain becomes the vanguard into Europe. Russia is also absolutely depleted. China backs up Russia, and we have literal Oceania and Eurasia right there in front of us, guys. We have George Orwell's 1940, what was it? 1984. We have George Orwell's 1984. Now, I know what people are thinking, and I get this all the time, guys. I get this all the time when I'm speaking to people in the military. People in the military, they all think they know what they're talking about, but 5-10 minutes with me, they get re-educated, which is fine. I do this for free. What you've got to understand is, and I've given this example quite a few times, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I've given this example quite a few times. All right, you know when I say, what is the purpose of a military? Is the purpose of a military to be the fittest, have the best looking, with the best beards, or the most expensive kit and equipment with the fastest jets? Is that the purpose of a military, or is the purpose of a military to take ground whenever you want to? It is what it is. Now, if we do a side-by-side comparison, of NATO forces versus Russian forces, it becomes very complicated, guys. It becomes very complicated. So I like to use an analogy. Now, the analogy is this. Imagine your best football players, the best football players the world has ever seen. So you've got, who would you have, Bobby, on your best football players? I don't really know about football. Maradona. You've got Maradona, and you've got, who else? Give me another one. Who do you have? Beckham. I'd have Beckham. Right. I like David Beckham. Right. Well, whoever, you know what I mean, guys. So imagine your best football players, the best football players that the world has ever seen. They're all stood there. They're on the pitch. They're ready. They've got the best football boots. They've got the best football boots. They've got the best the best shin pads. They've had the best diets. They're the fittest. They're the fastest. They are literally the best 11 football players the world has ever been able to produce. And Linda Lewis saying George Best. Yeah, we'll get George Best on there as well. The best football players that the world's ever seen, right? They're there. They're ready to have their football game. Do you know who comes out of the other side? 1,000 players. 1,000 players. Some of them are wearing suits, some of them are wearing jeans, some of them are wearing shoes, some have got trainers on, maybe 2 of them have got football boots on, some of them have played football before, most of them haven't, but there's 1,000 of them, okay? Which team is the best team? Undoubtedly, it's the best team that the world has ever seen, because we know that, because that is literally the best team the world has ever seen. Who's going to win that game by putting the ball in the net more time? It's a no-brainer, guys. That's literally a no-brainer. So when we're doing like a like-by-like comparison, the critical mass and the numbers, they're just unfathomable, guys. They're unfathomable, the amount of numbers that that can be thrown in this. And unfortunately, the NATO coalition of the willing, we don't have the capacity right now to fight that conflict. If, this is a big if, guys, this is a huge if the government start to use conscripts the same way that Russia is using conscripts, they may be in for a fighting chance. Now, who do we think we could use as conscripts, guys? I don't know. Who do we think that we've got fighting age men? I know. I'm just asking a question. Guys. Who do you think we could use potentially, as conscripts, fighting age men? I don't know, guys. I'm certainly not going to speculate, because that may get my live banned again. I don't like it. But as a caveat, ladies and gentlemen, we may discuss this and other topics when we turn TikTok off and we go on to YouTube's. Right, guys, there's so many comments. There's like 60 comments while I've just been monologuing. Right, guys, I do apologize guys, listen, I'm so sorry that I do miss a lot of people's comments when the live stream is open like this. But I'm literally just going to jump down. I'm going to get these comments. Right, hang on. TikTok Tell Official. Are you TikTok Tell Official, really? Right, TikTok Tell Official is saying, can I ask, the Ukraine-Russia war, is this about minerals in the ground? Yes and no. Yes and no. Ultimately, guys, all conflicts, in my opinion anyway, all conflicts are about some sort of resource. I think the main minerals that the Ukrainians have is the soil, believe it or not, the soil and the capacity to grow food in Ukraine. People don't understand this, that Ukraine is Europe's breadbasket. I mean, the fertility of the soil is unbelievable. And again, I know that sounds weird. It's like, oh, why would you have a... Really, guys, like the amount of food. And you know what, guys? When everybody's complaining about cars and TVs and I don't know what, solar panels, would you rather have food? Literally, guys, would you rather have food? So there you are, guys. That is, in my opinion, the other big mineral in Ukraine is gas. Ukraine is, or was before the war, I believe, the world's seventh largest gas producer. Now, I believe that they could be a lot higher than that, but the problem is, my speculation, my analysis would be that the allegedly, caveat, that the oil gas fields in Ukraine are owned heavily by an oligarchy. Now, that oligarchy will sell every cubic meter of their gas. So it makes no sense for them to reinvest in new equipment and get more gas out when they're selling everything anyway. All that investment would do is cost them money. Letting foreign investment come in, all that would do again is cost them money. So I do think the Ukrainians have a lot of gas. People are talking about other minerals, but realistically, guys, I'm not seeing that. Sergeant Gunnery is saying, forget football, get the Springboks and we are safe. JTTJ, I don't know what that means, but JTTJ is saying, Tommy Robinson protests this week, Thursday in London outside Westminster Magistrates Court. I mean, I think what are they protesting, guys? Look, any protests in the United Kingdom, they're going to reach the critical mass when the kids are off school, basically. So the protests that are going down now, you've got to understand that critical mass, guys, all right? Yes, they will get traction. Yes, there will be a gathering, but it's going to be nothing like the numbers people are going to see when the kids are off school. And people are on summer holidays as well, sorry. Right, guys, another 30 comments. Right, let me jump down and get these comments. Jump down and get these comments. Gaz is saying protest in Dover in July. Emma Green is saying I've got a cowboy hat. Yes. Who sent me the cowboy hat? Somebody sent me. Was that you? Who sent me a cowboy hat? Somebody sent me.
Is that good if you get a cowboy hat?
I just know it pops up and I just like having a cowboy hat on. Baz, thank you so much for sending me the hat and mustache. I always feel sometimes, listen, in my military career, I've been called a cowboy several times. Googly saying there's a protest on Mars in October. Listen, do you realize that Mars is a planet entirely Gizmos, yes. Gizmo sent me one as well. Thank you, Gizmo. Googly is saying protests on Mars in October. Listen, do we all realize that Mars is the only planet that we know of that is entirely inhabited by robots? And since we're talking about space, we're going to be talking about aliens and the Anunnaki and all sorts of crazy stuff. Let me just let you guys in on this one, right? Okay. I'm going to read this from online, guys, all right? So this is an asteroid that is heading towards Earth, all right? This is an asteroid that is heading towards Earth, all right? I just need to throw it out there, guys. Because I do want to keep bringing this to people's, the floor of everybody's attention, all right? Asteroid Apophis is a near-Earth asteroid known for its close approach to Earth on April the 13th, 2029. Now, I don't want to spook anyone, but that day is a Friday the 13th. I'm just putting it out there, guys. Friday the 13th of April, 2029. Get it in your calendars, guys, all right? Because this asteroid is coming so close to Earth.
Well, that's the drilling hole in it.
Yes, thank you, CC Outdoors. CC Outdoors. It's coming so close to Earth. It's going to be skimming underneath satellites. It's going to be skimming underneath satellites. Now, I don't know about you. Thank you, Paige Butler, for your subscription. 5 month team. Love you, Paige. Thank you so much. So, like, does that not terrify anyone that there's going to be an asteroid going underneath satellites? Does that not sound weird? Does that not sound scary to anyone? Because it certainly does to me. Rob's saying £7 for cornflakes is terrifying. Oh, I got an alien on my head. Who sent me the alien? Who sent me the alien? Paige Butler, thank you for the alien. Thank you for the alien. So, like, now I just want to, I'll continue with the facts, guys. I'll continue with the facts, okay? I'll literally continue with the facts. It was initially considered a potential hazard due to a slight chance of impact, but radar observations since ruled out any chance of impact. Like, I don't know, guys. Like, yes, they're saying there's no chance of impact, but that close? Like, it's like, you know the, is it William Tell where he got his son to put the apple on the head? I'm just thinking, like, you know, if you're at work and you do a risk assessment and you're like, yeah, it'll be really close, but it'll miss. You're like, well, can it not just miss? Can it not just miss? Can we not just miss this? Oh, and thank you. Oh, we said that. Right, thank you, Baz, for the alien pet as well, and thank you, Paige, for the little crown. I really do appreciate. I love a little crown. I do love little crowns. Now, this is approximately 450 meters wide, but as I understand it, guys, that is traveling at. Hang on. Right, as I understand it, it's traveling really fast. I know that doesn't. Right, I want to get the statistics. Right, I may be wrong about this, but as I understand it, that's traveling at 12 kilometers a second, which is pretty. I may be wrong about that, guys. I may be wrong about that. Oh, what was it?
What one that did dinosaurs?
I don't know. I don't think I don't know. Do you know what? Let me quickly have a look. How big How big was the asteroid? How big was the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs? Oh, so the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs was between 10 and 15 kilometers. So it was a lot bigger. But look, guys, if this asteroid hits your town or your city, it's not going to be a good day. Even if it hits the ocean, and remember, the Earth is 70% ocean. Impact probability. So they're saying that this has got a 2.7% chance of impact. Now, 2.7% chance, it seems like nothing, doesn't it? It seems like nothing. 2.7%, yeah, that's nothing. All right, nothing. That's pretty much the same odds as picking the ace of spades from a deck of cards at random, just picking out of the deck. Doesn't sound so random now, does it, guys? Those odds don't sound so, so it's not happening. And I just don't know why not more people are talking about this, because these sort of things really do absolutely terrify me. Right. Oh, Web3 Steve-O is saying it's speculation that it killed the dinosaurs. Give us more, Web3. Give us more. Web3 Steve-O, I want to know more about your speculation that an asteroid didn't kill the dinosaurs. What killed the dinosaurs? What took out the dinosaurs then, Steve-O? What was it? Was it like an alien race who wanted to get rid of was it an alien race that wanted to get rid of the dinosaurs to upscale humanity and have us mining for gold? I don't know. James is saying it will. Hang on. James is saying it will be like detonating every single nuclear warhead on Earth at a place in one time. Yeah, these things are, guys. Look, when these asteroids hit, doesn't matter about how tough talking a world leader's gonna do. That asteroid, it doesn't care. Like, you know how Donald Trump's always trying to get a deal. Like, there's an asteroid headed towards Earth right now. It's a real big one. People are saying, by golly, it's the biggest asteroid the world has ever seen. Maybe even bigger than the one that killed the dinosaurs. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to get a great deal. I'm going to get a great deal on this asteroid. I'm going to say, hey guys, we're going to have a deal. It's going to be a great deal for us. It's going to be a great deal for you. The asteroid, they don't want to know. They just want to, Donald, no, you can't negotiate with an asteroid. It's on its way here. It's going to hit. Like, you see where I'm going with this, guys? Like, asteroids, you can't negotiate with them. They're going to hit or they're not. Like, and at 2.7, like, it's got a 2.7% chance of hitting. That's the same as choosing a random card. Yeah. And like, yeah, maybe a little, that decimal point was in the wrong way. Oh, really? Like, you know, it's got a huge thing. Yeah, it probably will. Probably land right on my back garden or something. Right, TikTok official is giving me accent. He's giving me accent coaching here. So when speaking like Donald Trump, add okay at the end of every sentence, and you nailed it. Okay, I thought it doesn't seem natural. Does Donald Trump do that? I don't know. Maybe he does. Right. Gemini Blessing is saying, I watched a program that said that NASA are going to use nuclear explosions to break up meteors. Gemini Blessing, wasn't that a movie in the 90s with like Will Smith? Wasn't that a movie in the 90s with Will Smith and they had to go up on the what?
Ben Affleck.
Who?
Ben Affleck, you idiot.
No, it had Will Smith in it. They went up on that rocket.
Independence Day. Armageddon with the drill. Independence Day.
So which one's got Will Smith in?
Independence Day.
Well, there was a movie in the 90s. This is what I'm getting at, guys, right? There was a movie in the 90s and it had some actors. There was a movie in the 90s and it had some actors and they had to go up and put a nuclear bomb in like these asteroids. Look, guys, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm well up for that. I am well up for that. Right, let me jump down again. Yeah, Armageddon. We will Bruce Willis. That's what I was thinking of. How did I get Bruce Willis and Matt Damon mixed up? Matt Damon. Will Smith. How did I get Bruce Willis and Mill Smith and Mill Smith and Mill Myth? Yes, Mark Patton. It was Armageddon. It was Armageddon. That's right. It was Armageddon. It was Armageddon. Yeah, and Will Smith was Independence Day, guys. Yeah, you are right. You are right. You are right. Right, Theo, stop spamming me. Theo, stop spamming me. Is this? I don't know. Right, Theo. He's saying, will World War III happen? Right, we get this question each and every time, guys. Will World War III happen? Right, my belief, my personal belief, is that we're already in it. I think what people are waiting for, is somebody to sit like mainstream media to tell them, like, look. In fact, there's an ongoing conflict in the Middle East at the moment. Well, a potential ongoing conflict. Right, let me just try and have a little update on this. Right, yeah, shelling. Right, okay, right. This might be out on the mainstream media yet. So Theo's asking, will World War III happen? At some point, I believe yes, but also I believe we are in it. At some point, Syria. Right, yeah, still nothing on the mainstream, guys. Still absolutely nothing on the mainstream about that. So, but anyway, so we were talking about a potential conflict brewing in the Middle East. Now, will World War III start? Like, what do we actually mean, guys? Like, you know, when people talk about this, like, what do you actually mean? And I do this quite a lot in my professional career. People come out and say things, but like they don't really know what they. And I'm not saying that Theo doesn't know what they mean. I'm just saying when people say things like and put something out there, what do you actually mean by like a world? In fact, you know what? Let's have a look on the interweb and have a look what the definition of a world war is. Definition of a world war. A war involving many large nations in different parts of the world. Boom, that's it. That is your definition, guys. And that you can go and Google search that. So my question back to you guys is there a war involving many large nations in different parts of the world right now? And that's open to interpretation. It really is, guys, you know. That is open to interpretation. So if you believe that there's, you know, war is synonymous to conflict, if you guys believe that there are conflicts involving many large nations in different parts of the world, then maybe it is now. So you see where I'm going with that, guys? You see where I'm going? Right, let me jump down and get these comments. Dan is saying, hang on. Dan is saying, do you think Britain will go the same way as America with this dome idea? So I think the American dome idea will never materialize, guys. I don't see that American dome ever materializing. It's going to be too expensive. It's like what they're talking about in America is having something like the Iron Dome, to protect America. So if a missile comes in, they can send an interceptor missile up and protect themselves. The problem is, guys, America's too big, Britain's too big. The reason it works in Israel is because Israel's a relatively small country. So I don't even think the American one's going to get up and running off the ride. Ben Blue, I said a name right. Ben Blue is saying, do you think we will receive bombs on British land? No, I don't. I don't think we will. I don't think that will ever. I'm not going to say never, but it may happen in the future, but I don't see it happening now. I don't see it on the cards. I don't see a line of events that would happen for that to happen. Remember, when bad guys or whoever, near peer adversaries, tier 2 nations are planning these attacks, like any planning schedule, you've got to think of three things. How much is it? You've got to think of one thing, basically. How much is it going to cost? Which is broken down into three things: financials, manpower, and time. So when you look at them, it doesn't make any sense for them to use these. What I would say would happen in the UK is acts of sabotage. I would say these are happening now. I can't speculate because I don't want to get the live taken down. I can't speculate about substations or things like that, but that's the reality, guys, right? Let me jump down and get these comments, guys, because I'm just conscious that the time is running on. Right. Google is saying our special forces are very untrustworthy now. Oh, hang on. Right. Let me get onto this. Right. Right. I can't find that Google anywhere. I can't find that anywhere. Oh, MI5. Right, Google, I can't find that, but I don't think British Special Forces are untrustworthy at all. I think they're very trustworthy. I think the government just want too much insight in what they're doing. Right, hang on, guys. These comments are coming thick and fast now. Right, Theo. Okay. Theo is saying, hang on. Right, Theo. Right. No, Theo. Right, okay. So Theo's asking, will there be a nuclear war? I don't see it, guys. Again, you've got to look at case use. If there was ever going to be like a nuclear bomb used, I think yes, yeah. I think if there was ever going to be a mushroom cloud, it was going to be happen in the Kursk region of Russia. It didn't happen. It's not happened yet. I just don't see it on the cards, guys. These things are expensive. They're expensive to maintain. I don't think people want to use it because because they're expensive. Alan B, why is Turkey got drones and jets near Syria? Well, Turkey has a huge border with Turkey. So, okay, right. Right, Alan B is asking, why is Turkey got, well, you guys can read the comment. Why has Turkey got drones and jets near Syria? So, first of all, the southern coast of the southern border of Turkey is the northern border of Syria. Now, that region, northeast Syria, you've got places like hang on. Kobane, you've got Membic, you've got Kobane, you've got Ain Isa, you've got Nusaybin, you've got Amuda. You've got all these little townships on that northern corridor. Now, all those townships, that's where the oil is. So it would be my speculation and my analysis that Turkey wants some of that oil, that beautiful dark stuff that, Idlib. Idlib. No, Idlib's not on the north. Not on the north. So that's not on the border. That's not on the border.
No, that's right.
Okay, so I've just heard that there's Turkish troops making their way to Idlib. Now, Idlib is a province in south. Well, it's like midwestern Turkey, Syria. Yeah. Debbie 1973 is saying, who is with Raven? So I've got my friend right, Theo, I love you. Right, you're right. You keep. Is that Theo? You think?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. Right, Theo keeps like spamming the same thing. Right, I'm going to Mauritius on the 19th of June. Is it going to be safe? I'm going to say yes, it's going to be safe. But keep an eye on the news. Right. Okay. Right. Let me jump down. Right. Yeah. Hang on. Right. Theo, I'm gonna give you a little rest. I'm gonna give Theo a little rest for 10 minutes. Oh, he just keeps repeating the same like message loads and loads of times, and then like other people are trying to get messages in. He was gonna Mauritius or summer on 19th. He's gonna Mauritius on 19th of June or summer, and will he be safe?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. It's nice, Mauritius. Lovely dishes. You can buy good fishes. Right, hang on. Right, so listen, Theo's having a little rest for 5 minutes. Right, I'm just going to get the last comments here, guys. Right, I'm just going to last comments. I have never seen Ireland's airspace so quiet. Is it true RAF regiment beats the Paras? You know what? I'll give you a funny story about this, right? So when I was in the military, I was parachute regiment. We had some RAF regiment guys attached to us. We had 2 snipers, and out on our patrol, we was in a helicopter getting dropped off. Now. So the pilot of the helicopter, he came over, he said, right, listen, the grid that you're telling me that you want to get dropped off at, because for those of you who don't know, like limit of sight and sound for a Chinook helicopters, I think it's like 7, it might be 7 or it might be 9 kilometers. So if you've got bad guys on a location or where you want to go, you have to get dropped off more than, I think it's 7 or 9 kilometers. I can't remember which, I'm going 9. So that's what we used to work with. So we're flying in on the back of this Chinook. There was only like, I think there was like 6 of us, maybe. I think there was 6 of us. So we're flying in on the back of this Chinook. We had these 2 RAF snipers with us, RAF regiment. And the pilot came up and he says, look, I can't drop you in that location. But I just can't get there. I wouldn't be able to do it. He said, I can either drop you right on the location, so like you didn't have to walk 9 kilometers, or we can drop you here, which is like 27 kilometers away. So we was looking at each other, and we could normally it'd have been, drop us straight on that location. It's not a problem. I will do no walking. It's absolutely fine by me. But because we had these RAF guys with us, We had to get dropped off on like the 27 kilometers away to not save face. And honestly, like the RAF guys were really fit. They were really keen. They were like really motivated. Now, contrast that to the Royal Marines I've worked with, who are just absolutely like, oh, I got a hat. Thank you, Paige, for the cap. So, you know, like, I do think that I would say that the RAF regiment are, from my experience, militarily, the RAF regiment are actually better than the Royal Marines I had to deal with. No, it's true. It's my, you know, I literally from like Rob's just said in the background, that's a bullshit. But this is what you get. So you get like Royal Marines who are Navy, who stay in their little brackets and tell everybody they're awesome, but they don't do any cross training. They don't have any cross evaluation. They don't have any innovations in tactics or. Well, no. I mean, the only the first two times I've ever been shot at were by Royal Marines. On the well, I mean, yeah, but it wasn't just me, and they didn't know it was me. Yeah. So it was in where was it? It was in Brecon, and we were doing an attack, and the Royal Marines were moving up this range, and for some reason they all just turned and started trying to attack us on the fire support position. So I was just thinking, right, is this the end now? Is this the end? I don't know, guys. Listen, you let me know who you think's a better unit, right? The unit who demand washing machines and washing machines with Calgon, or that's what the Royal Marines do when they go on exercise, or the airborne forces who, when they go on exercises, they get all the lads round and have electric fence biting competitions. Who would you rather come across, guys? You know, people who know how to use a washing machine or people who know how to bite electric fences? And whoever got to bite it for the longest, I think they got an extra pack of noodles or something. Right, let me jump down. Zoe Dean, hello, Zoe Dean. Are we really heading for all-out war? Right, okay. Let me pin this. Oh, thank you for the crown. Thank you for the crown. Was that an alien crown? Oh, thank you, Snowdrops, for the pet alien, and Snowdrops for the pull mirror. Listen, guys, when you guys send some of the gifts, I don't see them because they just swizzle and like vanish into the ether. But thank you for all the gifts, guys. Okay. Oh, and did somebody just send me the eyes? Somebody just sent me the eyes. That was the Guardian wings. Thank you so much. Right, well, let me get back to the comments. Right, are we really heading for an all-out war, or is Starmer blowing things out of proportion? So a little bit of both. I do think we're heading to a conflict on a global conflict on an industrial scale. And I do think Starmer is playing on this as well to bring up his popularity, to get more popularity and to win votes. So I do think both are true. Oh, hang on. Let me get, sorry, guys. Guys, there are so many comments on YouTube. I do apologize if you're watching on YouTube. I'm so sorry. Let me just jump down, guys, and get these comments. Hi, Raven. AI said the Korean War ended in a draw. Right, okay, so Mark over on YouTube is saying that the Korean War ended in a draw, but I would say the AI is wrong because the Korean War is still official, and that's been an official. They've had an official ceasefire since 1952, but the actual war they've never declared that war over, and they still have hostilities towards each other. So I would say AI is wrong on that one, and Raven's right. Cryptic Demon is saying, evening fella, you good? I am good indeed. Lewis Hackers, all wars are caused by three categories: religion, politics, and resources. Every single conflict, past, present, and likely future. Would you agree, Sean? I would say it's all over resources, guys. I would say, religion, nobody really like. I would say religion is a less of a factor than resources, because crusades now, aren't we? Well, that was resources, mate. That was gold. People, even if you like, by resources, what I really mean is financial gain from someone. And normally, when we're talking about a country, like I always say, guys, a country only gets rich by taking money off another country. Thank you, Debbie973 for the pet alien and Paige Butler for the coral. And hang on, let me get these right. Let me just say thank you to all you guys who've just sent gifts. Hang on, right. So, Paige Butler, Snowdrops, Dap, Johnny Utah. Wasn't he from a film? Wasn't he from a film, Johnny Utah? Is that not from Point Break or something? Paige Butler again, Snowdrops, Debbie973, Johnny Utah, and Luxford, Lols Luxford as well. Thank you for sending a gift. Yeah, so with Jad's Adventures, World War III will go for around 15 years, I think, and will be multi-domain warfare. Prior to something taking Taiwan, it will be a global virus release, global digital attack, an economic attack, then a military move. I don't know. It could be. It could be. It certainly does look like those things are becoming more and more likely as we move forward through this fantastic thing that we call time. Deza is saying, is Rob enjoying himself? I think he's just happy to be out of the house. Are you enjoying yourself, Rob?
I am happy to be out of the house.
Rob's happy to be out of the house and he is enjoying himself. Right. Right, Ben Blue is saying Russian embassy is saying that there is no threat to the United Kingdom. I don't know, guys. I remember when there was troops building up on the Ukrainian border and things that were saying by the Russians. I don't know. And Dap is saying, who is Rob? Rob, can you come and wave yourself? Because I'm going to close this down in a second. I am going to close this down in a second. So, Rob, can you come and show yourself? Rob, appear! It's taking him a while to get up because he's just had an operation on his leg. Right, he's just had an operation on his leg and he's struggling. There he is. Look, that's Rob. He's got a bad leg. He's got a bad leg because he had an operation. Right, this is going to be the last comment, guys, on TikTok. It's going to be the last comment on TikTok. By the time Paras parachute to the ground, Royal Marines have already got their sandwiches out and had a nice little talk with a cup of tea, and they've dug some nice little pancakes. All right, okay, whatever, that's fair. Right, I will go with that, locked and loaded. Right, listen, guys, I am going to close this down now. I'll be back on tomorrow. The chat will be for the subscribers only. Because it is a little bit less chaotic when lots of people saying get well soon, mate.
Thank you.
Lots of people saying get well soon. And Rob says thank you to you guys as well. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close TikTok down now. I'm going to be over on YouTube. We're going to have a little carbonated drink for 5-10 minutes. Mr. D's saying get well soon as well. Oh, loads of people saying get well soon. Thank you so much. Got a lot of love. I can feel love. We've got a crutch in the background here. Look at his leg. So listen, guys, just for context, he's not. Can I tell him about your toilet experience?
Yeah.
So, do you want to tell him?
No, you can't.
So, Rob had not been to the toilet since his operation, right? How long ago was it?
It was Thursday last week.
So, it was Thursday last week. So, like almost 2 weeks. Am I fair saying that?
No, Thursday. So, it was like Thursday, it's been about 5-6 days.
So, Rob had not been to the toilet for 5-6 days and he'd been on heavy pain meds, all right? And he needed to go to see Mr. Toilet. When said Mr. Toilet appeared, it was such a powerful Mr. Toilet gushing down the toilet, right? Rob's son, how old is he now? He's
11.
Rob's son, who's 11, he came into the bathroom, he looked down the toilet, and it was such a powerful Mr. Poo Poo. He was so scared, he started crying because he'd never seen anything like it. And then what they had to do is they had to scoop it out and take it into the other toilet to get it down in smaller sittings. But anyway, guys, so on that bombshell, I'm going to turn TikTok off, and I will be over on YouTube, guys. I will be over on YouTube for the next 5 or 10 minutes. If anybody's got any burning questions that they want to throw in, I will be having a carbonated drink, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. We are off. We can say shit and bugger now. We can say shit and bugger. We can say shit and bugger.
Can we?
I think so, yeah. Right, let me just get a... Right, God. Epic, get the last few minutes of hard work. Are you having a beer? Are you having a beer?
Yeah, get one, yeah.
Right, we're just gonna get a carbonated drink. Have you finished that one?
Yeah. It's nice. Take it over here.
Oh, so these are ones I made myself. Oh, mine weren't as good as yours. So these are ones we made us. Well, I made myself. And you helped, didn't you, Rob?
No.
Right. Right. Let me jump on these questions. Tyler Evans, has there? Let me pin this because I can pin these now. Tyler Evans, has there been any developments in the Chinese Taiwan for no, there's not much being spoken about, and I don't think much is going to come online with this China-Taiwan until China managed to launch all their satellites. Let me just do a quick check on this because what about the satellites?
Sorry, not the satellites. The impending doom, should we say.
So this China-Taiwan conflict, the Chinese know that their missile systems, their long-range missiles, they don't have the capacity to operate without GPS, and the only thing that will enable them to operate without GPS is the low, basically the competitor to Starlink. Hang on.
Is that a Chinese company?
Yeah. Right, okay, compared to Starlink, which operates more than 7,000 satellites, China is clearly playing catch up, but Gaowan Kaifan are joining a group of Starlink competitors around the world, accelerating their operations. Yeah, so I don't want to look too much into it. So once the Chinese get their low Earth orbit satellites to provide connectivity operating, that will give them then the redundancy and the capacity to launch their long-range missiles. At the moment, all the China, well, I wouldn't say all of them, but most Chinese missiles are operated by GPS, and there's only a few GPS-enabled satellites above China. So if you take out those satellites, you take out all those, you take out all those missiles incoming. China know this, so they don't want to do anything until they've got that Juang Kai-Fen, I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, but as soon as that's up and running and operational, then I think you could see the escalations going. Debbie Doobs is saying she's drinking black cherry bourbon. Oh, that's fantastic! Do we get black cherry bourbon? I've never heard of that, but you know what? If you're drinking it, I'm up for it. Hi from TikTok, 1963, 1961. Kimmy is saying hi from TikTok. Hi to YouTube. Hello, guys, and welcome everybody who's joined over from TikTok. Like I said, guys, we're just going to close this down a little bit. I'm having a carbonate. I can't say it on here, can't I? I'm having one of my own brewed lagers, and I'm not going to lie, they're pretty fantastic. This is the first batch of them, and we just got these out of the fridge, and they're really, really good. And then we've got Benjamin Saunders is saying it's a LEO system, low orbit satellites. Yeah, it is. And then John Anderson is saying hi, Raven. Rusty nail in mine whiskey and Dramberry. I don't know what that means. What's that? Dramberry. Yeah. What is it? I don't know. What's the difference?
What difference in bourbon and whiskey?
I don't know. Do you know? Go on now. What is it? Well, obviously, yeah, but right. Okay, I think I think that the difference between bourbon and whiskey is one's distilled with a barley and one's distilled with a malt.
And storage.
I don't think so. What's the... Do you know what? It might not even be that. It might just be one's made in America or like one's made in a place called Bourbon or something. Bourbon is a type of whiskey, specifically American whiskey, right? Yeah, that has a few distinctions. While bourbon is whiskey, not all whiskey is bourbon. So we've got like the brandy and cognac thing here. I think the main difference lies in production requirements. Bourbon must be made in the US, so it must be made in the US. Must be at least 51% corn in the mash. Yeah, so, right, okay. And aged in new charred oak barrels. But for how long? Okay, so a bourbon basically is a whiskey that's made in America. I don't think that's really going to have that much effect because, like, it doesn't tell you how long it has to be. Well, I don't know.
Because, like, look at ours. Like, look at McClellan's and stuff like that. I know, like, the older they get, the more expensive they get. I'm sure that's the same with bourbon, but I think bourbon's just doing.
I don't know.
I'm just guessing.
No, I have no. Yeah, and then Phil Q is saying bourbon is American. Bourbon is American whiskey. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to close you down now on YouTube as well. We are going to finish our carbonated beverages that are made with wheat and hops and all sorts of brewing stuff. And then we'll be back on tomorrow morning, guys. And then I'll be taking Rob home and everything will be fine. Obviously, I will not be drinking over the legal limit because I will just have one beer and that is well under the legal limit. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go now and I'll speak. And Debbie Dubes is saying he's very similar to Jack Daniels. Right, guys, I'm going to go. I'll be back on tomorrow. Remember, we're double streaming now. And if you've made it this far, don't forget to hit those buttons below, guys. The like, the comment, the subscribe, all those buttons that help this channel grow. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.